Hello guys and girls, welcome to a brand new series of Man Mode Prison Architect, created by IV Software or Introversion Software. Where I'm going to be taking you through some of the basics and some of the essentials of what you need to do to start up Prison Architect. First off, you need to Google Prison Architect and you need to buy it. You can buy it on Steam or you can buy it from Introversion, I believe still. Secondly, you need to install, you need to start the game, and then you need to follow what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the very basics of what to do on Prison Architect. I'm going to let you know what Prison Architect is and how to play it. Also, remember guys, before we get started, that Prison Architect is still essentially in early alpha. Although they have a lot of cool features, there is also a lot of bugs to go along with it. As to be expected from any alpha, it's not a full released game, but know that your purchase of the game is going to go towards helping complete the game. Anyway guys, so here I am on the create a new prison options. So you can see here we've got small, medium or large. We've got fog of war, which means if there's no cameras or guards about, we cannot see what the prisoners are doing. We're going to keep that on for effect. Continuous intake is like the mega hard mode. You'll see what I mean when we go in the game. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have forests on because you'll see forests are a very good source of money if you run out of money. We're not going to have any lakes or buildings and failure conditions, which means if we have riots, bankruptcy, too many deaths or escapes, we will fail the game. And I'm going to have a medium-sized prison. So here we go guys, we'll click play and boom, there's the map, there's my workers loading. Anyway guys, let me pause it here, we'll show you some of the options we're going to get. We get obviously the options, the extras. This game has a time-lapse mode included, so you can record your time lapse. I don't actually want to do that, I don't know why I clicked that, and that will save it in the folder for you. You have to find out where. We've got mods, we can get mods off the Steam Workshop, we can share our prison, and there are 6,011 unique games in the name. Fantastic. Options, we can just go over the graphics, audio, game and your time lapse options. Create a new prison and introduction. We're not going to see the introduction this time, it's very boring and very long. It's very useful if you've never played the game, I suppose. So this is our UI guys, as you can see, our user interface mostly on the bottom here. The first thing you're gonna want to do when you start a prison is you want to click reports on the bottom right, click prisoners, and we want to turn closed. So we want to turn normal risk on closed, so whilst we're building our prison, prisoners do not show up. The second thing we want to do is we want to go down to grants, and we want to choose 2 grants. Now what a grant is basically like your goals of the game, your mini goals. So basic detention centre, if we can build a holding cell, shower yard, kitchen, canteen, have 2 guards and 2 chefs, it will award us 10,000 and it's going to give us 20,000 to do it on top of our 30,000. Okay, so we're going to click that and there you go, look, 50 grand. Beautiful. And we want an administration centre, that's going to give us 5,000 advance payment to build 2 offices, hire a warden, unlock finance and hire an accountant. So we want to do that. That is our game set up guys. So now I'm going to go through some of the UI with you. I'm just going to stick it on pause for now and I'm going to go through everything with you. So to your left is your to-do list, the CEO's letter, we will read that quickly. Congratulations on completing your basic induction. You are now a fully qualified prison architect. Soon you'll be designing, building and running your own prison, starting from nothing but an empty plot of land and a few stacks of bricks. Before we get started, I thought I might share some important lessons with you. Every prison needs a warden, blah blah blah. Individual jail cells are expensive, yes, but holding cells are annoying. Get your kitchen and canteen running. Many items require water connection. We'll go through that later. Boom, that's that done. Okay, so on here is our to-do list. As you can see, these are our grants that we've accepted, and this is what we need to do to complete them, and they will cross off once we've done them. We can make that bigger, make that smaller, we're going to keep that like that. So at the top here we've got which day we're on, how much money, and what we get every day. And although the cash flow is per hour, that's what we would get throughout the day, so it splits that up into 24. At the bottom here we have our building things. You'll see me go through them throughout the game. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but it's quite self-explanatory. Foundations, materials, the rooms that we're choosing, object, staff, utilities, bureaucracy, deployment, contraband, emergencies, clone, planning, grading. We will go through all of that as we go through the game. In the bottom right we've got reports, which is the epicenter of your prison. This is going to allow us to do all types of things which you will also see, and I'll explain as we go through. We can bang up, which means we'll send all the prisoners that are willing to go back to their cell will. We can lock down, which immediately locks all the doors in your prisons, and we can shake down, which searches the prison. First off though guys, we want to, well, what I want to do is dismantle these trees. So we're going to dismantle these, dismantle all of these. It's going to take a while, but yep, we're going to dismantle all of these, blah 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 blah. Okay, and that's going to get us set up and a nice place to build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle these, and through the power of time-lapse, you will see it when it's done. So I will see you in a minute, guys. Boom, there we go guys. So we have chopped all these trees down, and what I'm going to show you now is what to do with them, what I like to do with them before your workmen collect them up. Under objective, objects and sell object, I just like to sell these, and as you can see I'm now on 65 grand, which is awesome. Gives me a bit more money to play with, and we have this big open land to start building with. So I like to put the start of the prison here. That's where I'm going to put it. So we want to go on foundations and we want to start building. Now I like to have a large jail door, which I know takes up 2 spaces, so I want to get rid of this bit of garbage. So we're going to right click, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to build some foundations out. Boom. And we're going to do that. What was that? 10 meters. That's not going to let me do it. Yeah. Boom. No, that's one too many. They're still going to build it, aren't they? Yeah, I thought so. And we're going to need a large jail door. Boom. And boom. And look at that. Oh, I'm the biggest noob. So we're going to do that along. There we go. Yeah, and you see here these are all flashing, which means we do need power to them. We'll worry about that though later on. I'm going to build that down. Build that. Build that. Do it like that. So it's a bit symmetrical as it can be. And these are all going to get stuck, so we'll start building doors. Just like that. Boom, they can get out. Fantastic. Okay, so to start off with the bare essentials, these are going to be offices, so that we can get ourselves a warden and start bureaucracy, which is another fancy word that they put in here, which just means research. So we can start research. Office. Now you notice that when I highlight this, you get this exclamation mark, and if you highlight over it, or if you just hover over it, it's going to tell you what this room requires. So it requires an office desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet, which is absolutely no issue at all, because we click objects, and boom, they're all highlighted. So all these rooms are going to need this, so we're going to go like that, like that, like that, and like that. And just a little tip for you guys, if you click your scroll wheel, that will actually rotate an object. You can see I'm doing it quite fast. If you just click the scroll wheel though, that's what that's going to do. Now there's no exclamation mark, these offices are ready for our warden to go in. There we go, warden's office. And as you can see, bureaucracy down here is now highlighted. So we're going to click that, and we're going to need finance to complete the objectives we need to do, the grant. We're going to need maintenance, because that's going to unlock cloning, cleaning, and groundskeeping and prison labour, which we'll see later. We're going to want some health for the grant incoming, I know that. Okay guys, so we're going to need a holding cell next, and that's absolutely no issue at all. We can do that as soon as it finishes auto-saving. We're going to do lovely little holding cell. We're just going to do... we're going to continue this out to there. We're going to do a holding cell. Just... there we go. And another large jail door. They're going to come in and they're going to be faced with this daunting holding cell, and that's going to be their first, oh my god, I'm in prison kind of thing. So we'll wait for that to build. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what's that missing? There we go. And then we're going to go like that. We're going to have 2 spaces out the middle, to which we are going to put a large jail door to enter the holding cell. Now, a holding cell later in the game is actually pretty useless. It's only used if you've badly managed your prison and you've got too many prisoners. Although it's happened to the best of us, you don't really want it happening. So there we are, we've hired an accountant which is going to unlock all of these. The only one we really want to get at the moment is extra grant. Now, land expansion we're definitely not going to need for a long while. Bank loan is for when you've got too much money. And tax relief is for when your prison's creating money, which we'll go into further later on. So there we go, guys, we're going to create a holding cell, and this needs a toilet and a bench. I like to play it safe though, because if you're going to be using this holding cell, it means you're going to stick a couple of prisoners in there. You've badly managed your prison, so it's probably best to have a couple of showers in there, as well as some toilets. And some beds as well. We'll put some beds in there. Just like that. There we go. Doesn't have to be neat, the holding cell. Hopefully it doesn't get used. But, yeah. So that's kind of like our first block. This is our entrance block. We're probably going to need a couple more officers if I remember correctly. But we can now hire a foreman, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And that's going to allow us to research these, which we will do in a bit. So I want to get power and I want to get water to this prison. So as you see, the lights need power, the showers and toilets need water. That's no problem. We're going to click utilities down here, and we're going to build ourselves a power station, a water station, and we're also going to fit these out with capacitors, so I don't have to worry about it later. And then we're going to plan our prison. Now, the electrical cables are straightforward. The only thing you need to worry about with them is that if you've got any more than one power station, if the electrical cables meet from each other's power stations, they will blow and it will turn your power off, essentially causing riots and stuff. So you want to be very careful about that. Walls separate power supplies, so that's always good to use. So there we go. We can see this is all lit up. That there, that going through there. Now, large pipes and small pipes, guys. Some people don't know the difference. Now, large pipes will carry water anywhere around your prison. Small pipes, I believe, will go up to 32 squares before they stop functioning. Also, a good tip to know is these large pipes, if you put them next to or inside any of your jail cells or holding cells, then at night time the prisoners will use these and it will speed up the process of digging out of the prison. So it's probably best not to put these right next to any cells. That's also a tip that not a lot of people know, but it is a useful one to know. So there we go, guys, and actually if I click here and click shower there, you can see that we have a holding cell which apparently isn't enclosed. You're right, it's not, because of this room. So we can't do that. Well, we could if we walled it off, but we haven't walled it off, and I can't be bothered to do that. But there we go, guys, that's our first part done. This is the entrance to our prison. You can see we've got the offices, and then we've got the holding cell. Now, another thing you want to put near the entrance, which I'm just going to build the foundations for now. Let's do nice and even. Leave a little gap, you'll see why in a bit. And this is actually going to be our visitation centre, which we'll get to later, but it is going to be something we do need. So prison architect, you're taking on the role of an architect, as you can see here, building your own prison. The problem is the prisoners aren't as easy to look after as people may think. So they need certain requirements to stay happy. Otherwise they riot, kill each other, kill your staff, and you lose the game. So this is what we're doing here. We're getting things ready for when we finally open our prison, so that our prisoners will stay happy. Now we're going to move on to the the main part of our prison, which is obviously cells, canteen, workshops later on, and such like that. First off, we need to build this. This is still saying that it's not enclosed, and I wonder if that's because actually, there we go. So we've got a holding cell. We just need all of these now, which is absolutely no issue. Now the best thing I find to do is to build your prison round your canteen, because the number one thing you'll find that pisses prisoners off is when they don't eat. So if we come here and we'll make that our canteen. Now I kind of want them to come round, meet up and go into the canteen together. We're going to have cell block A and cell block B, one at the top, one at the bottom. That's just how I've always done it. So let's have a look. We'll wait for them to build that. There we go. We're going to stick some power into that now while it's fresh in my head. And I'm going to section this off so that I can have a kitchen in here as well. So we're just going to section that off, and we're going to place a staff door for the chefs to get in and out just behind, and a staff door here so that they can get the food out to the prisoners. So this is going to be the centre of my prison as such. Like I said before, I want all the prisoners to get into this place, because that's the number one thing that is going to piss them off, is not being able to eat. So I'll let them build the power there. Come down into here, because otherwise the wall's going to section it off. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. So guys, we're going to have this as a canteen, this as a canteen, and this as a kitchen. Okay, we're going to kit these out. So the kitchen is going to require some cookers, some fridges, some bins, and some sinks. So there we go. And the canteen is going to require some tables and some benches, and of course serving tables. So there we go. This is going to allow us now to feed our prisoners when it comes to that time. Put a couple more of these in. And as you can see, certain things require power, like these are going to require power, and that's going to put strain over here on your power supply, which is what the capacitors are for. So when this is getting higher, build more capacitors, and when it's run out, you're going to have to build new power supplies. And obviously certain things also require water, so we're going to bring these right through here. We're just going to connect that up like that, and that should be everything connected up. So we'll just wait for them to do that. Always to leave the most important one till last. There we go. Okay guys, that's going to be the end of episode 1 here. So what we've done is we've created the entrance to our prison, some offices, a holding cell, we've got this visitation set up while it was fresh in my head, and we've got a canteen, and in the next episode we're going to be building around that, including cell blocks, yards, and we're going to complete these grants, and I can actually do another grant as well. So we're going to do that in the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed, guys, and stay with me for the next episode. My name is Tookie. Thanks for watching.